Hey guys, this is Maki. Welcome to my channel. I created this doll look. Stay tuned if you want to learn how to do this look. For the base, I'm using the Dr. Branded Luminizer Primer, and I'm going to apply it all over the face. For the brows, I'm using the Brow Gel from Million Dollar Brows. I chose this Estee Lauder foundation because this is the most natural foundation that I have, and it gives a glowy natural finish. And I'm just applying it all over my face and blending it with a brush. Applying this Eye Fit Cover Up Pro Concealer Corrector, and I'm using the clear white shade. I'm going to apply it on different areas just to highlight them, so it will give a more radiant look. I'm just blending it in with a beauty blender. Okay, grab a concealer. This is the e.l.f. concealer in the shade Light Beige. It will bring more of a brightening effect. I'm applying some concealer on my eyes and on some portions of my face. And this concealer will also act as a base for the eyeshadows. Make sure to blend very well so it doesn't stay patchy. Now I'm taking the Huda Beauty powder in Cherry Blossom, and I'm applying it under the eyes and on the forehead, as well as the T-zone. Using the matte bronzing powder, it's from the brand Essence, and I'm bringing it closer to the nose so I can get that doll effect, and it will give that lift. And then I'm going to apply some on the chin, on the forehead. I'm taking this Becca highlight and bronzer palette. I'm just following the picture and using a darker shade to contour my nose. And then I'm just going to use a sponge to blend it. Applying some concealer. Make sure to blend it really good. I'm using this lighter shade as a base for my eyeshadow. This is the Sassy Sienna palette from Dose of Colors. And I'm using a peachy shade. You can use any palette that you want that has different peach colors. And I'm just applying it on the outer corners, extending it towards outside. I'm going back with the same color corrector and using the same white shade and applying it in the inner corners. I'm creating an exaggerated crease with the same color corrector, concealer, then blending it halfway through the lid. A brighter peach pink shade on the underbrush and just making an inner crease. I'm blending that line in with a fluff brush. Using the same peachy shade and applying it on the outer corners. I'm using the same shade for the bottom, a slightly darker brown shade to make the crease or the outer corners more darker and more defined. And then I went with a concealer to make sure it looks cleaner. And I'm just cleaning up the remaining concealer. Going back again to brighten that shade, a finger to blend it in, and look how nice this looks. And now I'm making the fake under eye bags. I used the peachy shade to make them more realistic. Now I'm taking the brown shade and I'm going to go over it in this eyeliner brush to blend. I'm using the same white color corrector concealer and extending it. Using a white pencil to waterline my eyes. The ColourPop brown eyeliner to smudge out the outer corners like that. And then I'm just going to apply some at the bottom to create shadows. And I'm just going to create a nice wing, not too dramatic, just a nice natural wing. So I'm going to make the little fake eyelashes at the bottom to make the eyes look like anime. And now I'm just using a brown gel liner and creating more shadows. I'm applying the eyeliner on the inner corners. I'm using my favorite mascara to make my lashes look bigger. I'm putting some on the lower lashes as well. I'm using the Fur highlighter palette. It is the perfect palette to get that peachy look. So I grabbed another blush. This is from Huda Beauty Glowish. And then I'm making it more brighter. And I am bringing it towards the nose, just like I did with my bronzer. This is Giorgio Armani Lip Maestro 102 shade. And such a beautiful shade. I'm using this light brown shade and applying it on the outer edges of my lips to make them look more bigger. I'm just grabbing a blending brush and blending it to make that illusion of bigger lips. Okay, the top was looking a little too dramatic, so I went back with the powder and just put the powder in to give it a more natural finish. I'm using this peachy shade from the eye palette and just putting it in the inner part of my lip. Applying some lip oil to give that little glossy gloss. And of course the highlighter. Just gonna use a little blending brush to put the highlighter in. I'm using some random eyelashes that I found sitting around. This is with the lashes. I didn't put any mascara on. This is without the lashes. Which one do you guys think looks better? And here's the final look. Do I look like a doll? Because I do feel like one with this makeup look. Would you try this look? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching.